What have we got so much so far? Larry, Pooch,
Larry,
Duck Pokemon,
Larry Pooch, types, icons,
MSG3K,
MST3K.
Moon Knight. We didn't start the fire. So there's a thing I do. Every morning, my Apple News app updates,
Mm-hmm.
and when it updates, it gives you a notification that let me see if I have one as an example. I don't. It gives you a notification that is just like a bunch of words all together,
Mm-hmm.
um, that are just like what happened in the news the day before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so every day it feels it's just like a bunch of random words. Did find one. MLK Day, storms, Ukraine, classified documents, Critics' Choice Awards. So every day there's like there's just like a collection of words, some of them really bad, and it feels like the Apple News app is just like writing its own new verse to "We Didn't Start the Fire" every morning.
So good. Look, we didn't start UCA. It was always burning since the world's been turning. And I want to welcome everybody to the show. On
Hi
that
everyone.
note, hi. Hey, we're back. It's a new year. As promised, we'd return sometime in January. It's just me and Alan today.
Oh,
Uh,
hi. Speaking of which, I guess I can announce this here. We're taking a month off Jameson tapes. The We hit the 1 year mark, and we did the Poughkeepsie tapes as sort of a season finale. But we're taking a month off to build a backlog and maybe work on something else special.
oh hell yeah! I
Maybe
will
maybe
say that
maybe there's gonna be a thing. There might be a thing.
I'm excited for that. I will tell you right now, this episode was so good. I listened to it twice.
Yes, the Poughkeepsie tapes is the movie I named the podcast after that I hadn't seen because reasons. Um, but we finally watched the Poughkeepsie tapes, and I had an unexpected reaction to it. You should check out that episode. That's it for plugs. The episode's over now.
Yeah, so thanks for listening. Should I play Six Underground? Oh wait,
Yeah.
hold on. Wait, no, I lost track. Maybe later. Depends on. Here's the thing. Future David is staring at me from the future somehow and is shaking his head saying, "You got to edit this as quick as possible, dude, because this is literally I'm trying to get this out right after we record it." So
Yeah. If either of us say something like really offensive or like an ethnic slur, there's a chance it might not get edited out. Like unlike all the other times we've said ethnics. Nope.
God damn it. You know, because we're known for our particularly raunchy
Yeah. Future David does a lot of work because the unedited versions of UCA are basically a Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, he's you know what? He's shaking his head even harder now. I think he might be angry with me. He's got I was gonna say just for context, Alan, this is actually I'm putting this in the wrong place. And future David might have to edit this out. He hates me right now because I'm doing this instead of recording the episode. Here you go. If it's able to load correctly. Yeah, this is Larry. This is Gym Leader Larry. This is what he looks like. If it ever fucking loads.
Waiting for it. Discord bar is spinning.
Yeah, I've got little spinning Discord bars too. I don't know why it's struggling so much. You know what? I'll just leave.
It's a picture of poop.
It didn't go?
It didn't load.
No, that's just depressing now. Okay, well,
Wait,
now you know a lot about Larry.
Hey, listeners, I want to clarify right now that the image didn't load and the default image didn't load for Discord is like a little cartoon of a sad little poop emoji. I was not saying that David sent me a picture of poop, like as a prank.
He also wasn't saying that Larry is poop because he's not.
Yeah.
I know Larry scans are out there.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm with you. Let's try another one. I'm going to try another one. This is,
okay.
This is such good podcast content.
Riveting podcast content.
Maybe this one will load better. There he is.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, isn't he great? I want to be this guy. I want to be this guy at a con.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah, he's great. All right. So today, just right. We have I figured this is the perfect way to start the year off and carry on with our adventures. We have another set of stories from Troy Wullbrandt.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Now these were sent to us because last time we read Troy's work on the show, we learned about our new favorite either creature or bottling company, Wine to Go.
Yes, the wine to go.
Yes. And as you recall, the reason he wrote that story was an attempt to emulate Shortstory1. That did not go necessarily as well as he hoped. So this is, well, I'll let Troy speak for himself. He wrote a pretty significant set of message here, and I'm going to go ahead and read this out loud to you.
Great.
All right. I needed to take another shot at mastering the Shortstory1 recipe.
Oh, no. I thought we were done.
Nope. We got a break with Happy Appy, and now it's back to this. Maybe
we did a finale and everything.
But this is not Shortstory1. This is Troy Wullbrandt trying to be Shortstory1.
Okay.
Maybe it stems from, listen, give him a chance, okay?
All right.
He wrote the Wine to Go story. It was fantastic.
By the way, I've had more thoughts about the Wine to Go.
Yeah.
That if you opened a store, that like gave you like a quick service store that sold wine, you could call it the Wendigo's Wine to Go.
Shit. Pulling up, grab a box, get out.
Yeah.
Boom. And it'll be chilled for you when you get there too.
Yeah.
Cold spirit and all. Yeah. Get it? Cold spirits. Anyway. Now, maybe it stems from how hard I whiffed at capturing their voice last time. Maybe it's because I want to take that mysterious figure down a peg. Mostly it's because last month I had 4 of my wisdom teeth removed and received a very special visit from Alan's JTK Polo reboot co-writer, who will be accompanying me this time around. Here's my recipe for crafting a Shortstory1 story. By the way, the context will make sense for those of you who don't know who Alan's JTK Polo reboot co-writer was. Write a series of 2-sentence horror stories. They can be good, they can be bad, they can be shitposty, but regardless of quality, they must have a setup and a twist. Accompany each story with completely unrelated plot details and an original character from a dream you or someone else has had. Be sure to also leave yourself a reminder that self-awareness / narrative reliability in these stories is a cardinal sin and rambling is necessary. Take a safe dose of oxycodone and summon the rickety floppity man. Summon the rickety floppy man so he may adapt your 2-sentence stories into Shortstory1 stories. Apparently, there are binaural beats videos on YouTube that can replicate the same effects without actually taking oxycodone. I haven't tried it. Go on a quick late night walk around your immediate neighborhood to get the blood flowing before your limbs completely stop giving a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
On your walk, listen to r/no sleep narration videos, or maybe a SS1 UCA episode, or maybe watch an episode of Better Call Saul on your phone, or maybe listen to your favorite song from the Metal Gear Rising Revengeance soundtrack while shouting unpopular movie opinions into the night. Your goal here isn't to get a horror writing mood. Your goal is to become based. Let apathy toward all dissenting opinions and personal beliefs of taste wash over you as the prescription opiate starts to win the fight, and you didn't even know you were having. I fucked that up. I literally changed text because he changed font. He changed the font, and based is all in red text with black outline all around it. Return home with a new appreciation for sitting down. Begin expanding to your 2-sentence horror stories out to between 2 to 6 paragraphs. Some may point out that SS1 recently submitted a 4-page story to UCA, but that was when he fell off plus L plus ratio plus cope plus seethe plus can't move cups plus stacks, no paper plus touch grass by not touching grass plus Arnold clears. Okay. This isn't a recipe for a long story story. Get with the program. Finish the first draft for all the stories you want to pop out in one sitting. Do a quick reread to make sure that you've completely removed all reliability or credibility from your narrator, and then call it a night. Congratulations, you successfully pumped out another round of stories that you can't share with your parents or therapist. And finally, Submit them all to r/no sleep, each under the title I Met Chevy Chase at the Ghost Denny's, part 1 of 7. No matter
Mm.
how
Mm.
no,
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
and forgive me if my voice sounds a little shot. I was talking all day at my day job. No matter how many stories you write, part 2 will never come. Just like the No Sweet Mods. Ooh, wah!
Great. Okay. So I have a confession to make about the first Jeff the Killer story.
Okay.
And I didn't say this because I didn't want anyone to be worried about me, and I didn't do it on purpose. I just took oxycodone and forgot I wasn't supposed to do something, which was also drink. So that Jeff the Killer story was the result of me mixing painkillers with alcohol, which I want to say right now, no one do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a PSA from the UCA podcast. Do not try this at home.
Really, really do not do that.
We cannot be held responsible.
But I had a back injury, and they gave me pain medication for it, and I took it and forgot because I wasn't supposed to drink, and then I did that, and that's the whole story. And for those listening who aren't aware of the my Alan's Jeff the Killer story, yep.
Anyway, the first story we are going to read is called "We Won't Leave Orbit Until My Son Learns His Lesson." And helpfully, Troy has listed the amount of paragraphs in the story, which is only 5.
Okay. All right.
All right. I put you to this once again, like a good friend always does, just blindsiding you with more short story adjacent stuff, Shortstory1 adjacent stuff specifically. So you get to decide who starts this.
Oh, I'll start.
Okay.
The story is titled "We Won't Leave Orbit Until My Son Learns His Lesson." Space is terrible. It's hell. There's no gravity and no food, and you have to poop with a seatbelt. None of my coworkers seem to appreciate how dreadful our job is, least of all my son, Todd Friend. No matter what I do to show him the annoying depravity of our surrounding void, all Todd Friend wants to talk about is Cat in the Hat, parentheses 2003.
Troy, I love your work. I already love it. When I jettisoned Lisa Thompson into orbit, nobody learned my lesson. All my coworkers talked about an industrial accident, and Todd Friend said Lisa's body reminded him of when Larry Quinn was scared by the cat and fell backwards into the mother of all messes. He'll never learn the rules of nature at this point.
Yeah, this is unhinged. Way to go.
Good job.
So I ripped Christopher McCaffrey's beating heart out of his chest and showed to Todd Friend. "Who did this, son?" "Cupcakes. Oh, yeah," he replied, mimicking the hand gestures from the iconic Mike Myers catchphrase, which he performed under threat of legal action from DreamWorks. "Damn it, Todd Friend," I cried. "Why won't you learn?" My coworkers were no help. They just kept talking loudly on the phone. Okay. We now know you've overshot Shortstory1 into madness.
At least presumably, as far as we know, we learned a lot. Like, again, there was a finale for a reason. We learned a lot about Shortstory1 in that last episode. And I think one thing to make clear is as far as we know, Shortstory1 is not on oxycodone when they write their stories. So, but you know what? I'm still enjoying this.
Yeah.
I poured coffee into the zero-G environment and rubbed it on the console so that no one could interrupt my lesson. Jacoby Eldon did a very bad job at handing me his pocket knife, and I stabbed it into my shoulder. So I ripped him open and ate his liver to teach him a lesson about how forgiving space is. It isn't. Rebecca Davison screamed, while Todd Friend lamented how Sally's arc of learning selfishness was cut down in theatrical cut of the film. "We've learned our lesson," Rebecca Davison screamed. "Space is dreadful."
And I would like to point out that creating so many names is a Dronian thing, not a Shortstory1 thing.
Yes, this kind of mixing metaphors here, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Look, Troy, I know we're only saying this because we love you.
Yeah.
All right. We love you dearly.
This is closer to the mark than last time, but it still does not quite hit the mark, in my opinion.
Okay, but I mean, we'll see what the other stories. We'll see how the other stories go. I'm reading them in the order that they are on the email that was sent to us.
Correct, I cheered. Now, if only Todd Friend could get it, then we could go home. Then all can be right again, just like when Mr. Humberflute forgave Jim McFlinigan at Jones' bi-monthly meet and greet. The glaze of Susian knowledge melted from Todd Friend's eyes as he raised his gun to me. Jim McFlinigan never came back, he said coldly. That was Mr. Von Patatat, played by the 7'6" actor Roger W. Morrissey. You may know as Beta Hirigen from Star Trek Voyager. Tears of pride rose from my eye ducts as I accepted my fate. You finally done it, Todd Friend, I said with my final breath. You found the imposter among us. Great. Wonderful. Good. Good. Great.
Standing ovation. Oh shit. Okay. Oh boy. So that was pretty fresh. I enjoyed that. I loved it. Thank you, Troy. This is the gift. This is a gift. Thank you for this wonderful gift. But
okay, I've made a decision right now, and I'm going to be right back. I need an alcoholic beverage.
All right. Go for it.
Yeah. One moment.
All right. Hey, Future David, I know it's a hassle and I know it's late, but can you like put some interstitial music in here? Like whatever you want, whatever you feel like.
Fucking spraying counterfeit Shortstory1 stories on me, driving me to drink. I'll kill that motherfucker. I swear to God.
Whoa.
Okay. And I'm not muted. Hi, I'm back.
Hi, Alan.
Hey, what?
Hey,
that was a joke.
Yeah.
Doing a joke.
Oh yeah, I understand. It's a joke. You don't. Hey, Alan, you don't happen to remember my my address, my new address since I moved, right?
That's I was just joking. It was a joke. But what is that new address, by the way?
I'll let you. Let me text that to you after the call.
Sure,
after the recording, and we'll get that worked out because I know you were talking about coming to visit in. Well, I mean, we probably shouldn't talk about that on the show. Why don't we go ahead and read the next story? And by the way, what's your poison?
I've poured a bunch of vodka and strawberry lemonade into a glass.
Oh. All right. That feels appropriate.
Now, things are a little more fancy on Jameson tapes, but on UCA, it's just whatever's around.
UCA, the Quick and Dirty podcast. I can't believe so much. You know what? I'll say right now, I can't believe so much stemmed from this utter nonsense garbage fire of a podcast. Jesus Christ.
under mixed analysis.
Under mixed is right. I mean, my hypothetical drink is flat and vapid.
Ooh.
Just like my pee. Anyway,
that is certainly vodka and strawberry lemonade. Anyway,
wonderful. Actually, that doesn't sound half bad. So the link I just sent you.
Yeah, I have it open.
So Whole Foods is milking something it shouldn't is the title of this one.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were just telling me.
Yeah.
Like
I figured
it sounds like a BuzzFeed article.
We're gonna play a game now. It's called BuzzFeed or Clickhole. Anyway, a Whole Foods that opens at midnight and closes at noon is a terrible idea. I said
it sure is, buddy.
I love. Okay, you know what? I could wax poetic for a bit here about how this is like stupid and touching at the same time. But I'll just keep going. I said so to the manager when they hired me. And I tell it to a different manager every day. But I guess I can't complain with how good Whole Foods After Dark's dental care is. Plus, we get employee discounts with such products as asparagus water, oatmeal sunscreen, Goop Goop, artichoke stew, peppermint supplements, Buckeye milk, hemp milk, teeth milk, cat milk, lactose-free milk, and sun chips.
I came in this morning and was greeted by my manager, Mike Hitler.
I think you misspelled Hilter. Troy, I think you misspelled Hilter. I think that's a typo. Just, kind of in the same way, Nathaniel Hawthorne kept misspelling his name with a W,
I came in this morning and was greeted by my manager, Mike Hitler. He pointed me toward the milk aisle, spelled like an island instead of not like the aisle of a store.
As you would, there's an aisle in the middle of a sea of milk that is also somehow composed of milk.
Yes. And told me to start stocking this new product called Beast Milk. It has more protein and creatine than salmon, more electrolytes than Gatorade, the aphrodisiac qualities of chocolate, and it tastes like honey. Occasionally, a customer would silently pick up a gallon and leave, but this shift was just as boring and stupid and pointless and stupid as the rest of them. 95% of our business comes after we send out our daily 11 a.m. mass text to everyone in Idaho to let them know we're about to close.
Oh, shit. Okay. It was such a boring and painful shift until suddenly I saw a pool of white liquid leading into the back rooms. I haven't thought of the back rooms since I saw two of our bodyguards dragging someone, kicking and screaming and crying back there. I followed the trail until I arrived at the elevator. I went down to the third floor and was immediately hit by the stench of horse urine and the sight of dead bodies. At the end of the hall was a horrifying creature the size of a moose, with the horns of an elk, the paws of a bear, and the ears of an elephant, an engorged udder half the size of its torso, and the face of my father. It let out a demonic ooh as the milking beast chased me back up the stairs.
I sprinted. Just gonna take a drink here for real quick.
Good idea. I'm sorry, I read ahead.
I sprinted past Mike and out the store before being intercepted by Jeff, our 15-foot tall regional manager, as he was stepping out of his Toyota 4Runner. Where are you going? Jeff demanded, lifting me into the air. Why did you abandon your post?
Sorry, go ahead.
Something with udders, I choked out. You're milking a monster.
Jeff threw me back into the store and demanded I wait there. He returned from the back rooms 15 minutes later, covered in blood and milk. He said that was strike two and never spoke to me again as he stayed behind to help with the rest of the shift. I hate this job. I hate Jeff. I hate Mike. I hate all these 11 a.m. milk buyers. But it's not like I can quit. Nobody else in the country would hire a former sex offender.
Okay. It's not on camera, but I just did an actual spit take. Okay. Woohoo. Okay. All right.
I'm crying. Alan, I'm crying. Alan, I'm crying. Troy, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Are they just going to get progressively more unhinged? Like, it started out unhinged. This is more unhinged. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Hey, Abysme? Yeah. Hey, man, what's up? I know it's late. Sorry. Do you know what David's new address is?
Fuck.
Yeah, no. If you could just send it to me on the Discord, that'd be great.
Alan, you're not muted.
Huh?
You're not muted.
Oh, what? No. It's just
you don't have to ask Abysme. I'll give it to you after the call.
Yeah, just I just wanted to that was a joke.
Mm-hmm. Look, Alan, I get it, but like future David is like he might okay. I don't like the look. Can he do that? Can he do that? Can you do that? No, fuck. Okay. I don't like the look he's giving me, and I'm not sure if anything he does to past me affects him. So I don't know. Should we should move on. Let's move on.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, man, where did all that mirth go? Okay. So this one is called "My Daughter Loves the Snow Too Much." and is only 2 paragraphs.
Okay.
So I guess you can start and I can finish.
My daughter loves the snow. She loves skiing and sledding and building snowmen, but she mostly just loves just being in it. She makes snow angels. She digs holes. She covers herself in barbecue sauce and rolls around in it. She says things like, Daddy, nothing could ever go wrong on a snow day. She throws snowballs into big abandoned fields, and I have to keep telling her not to.
I lose sleep worrying about her because as much as she loves the snow, the meatworms love it even more. That's it. That's it.
Okay.
Capital T, the capital M meat, capital W worms. TMW.
Meatworms. I used to play bass for them.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. Is it a You want to tell you what? If you want to bring whatever you're, that quick and dirty concoction with you when you come around here, I'll accept that too, and we'll just toast up, and all will be well. Yeah. So here's the last one.
Good.
Yeah, this one's called "The Voices in My Walls Say Fight On," and presumably this will not also take long to read either. Alan,
I will start.
Okay, yes, please.
I live alone in an old country house. I hate it almost as much as I hate Pac-12 after dark. I started noticing odd things one night near the end of the USC at Arizona State game. We played a terrible game for most of the night, and during the commercial breaks, I swear I could hear whispers coming from the walls. I always thought my house looked significantly bigger from the outside, but never really investigated further. However, it was still a close game deep into the fourth quarter. We kept trying to hand them the game, and the Sun Devils would just try and hand it right back. We had first and goal with under 2 minutes to go, and of course, Clay Helton called 4 straight halfback dives to Javorius camp parking and lost the game. I swear I heard angry voices reacting to the action on screen.
Okay, I guess I gotta pause for a moment and wrap my head around what's going on here. Okay, we played a terrible game for most of the night. Wait.
So basically, our main character is watching football.
Right.
And he can hear whispers from in the walls.
And apparently,
but he's not too bothered by it because he's trying to focus on the game.
He's trying to focus on the game.
A game which includes a player who named Javorius Camp Parking.
This is my this is my favorite name of the bunch so far. Javorius Camp Parking. I think what happened, and I appreciate you kind of helping me nuance what was going on there, Alan, is the moment anything remotely related to football comes up, my brain shuts off and I fall into a catatonic state, but maybe not quite catatonic. I'm like kind of aware, but Yeah.
All you need to know is football is happening.
Okay. I know that, and now I have to concentrate even harder in order to keep my brain from checking out.
Yeah.
I was mad and got even more pissed when I went to my fridge and saw that all my leftovers had disappeared. I got even more pissed when I checked my laundry and some of my clothes were missing. I got even more pissed when I checked my electric bill statement and saw that it was higher than usual, as if someone had been leaving the lights on. Okay.
Later that night, I heard hushed voices talking about how SC can still win the Pac-12 South and get to the Rose Bowl if they just get out. I tried to talk to my mom about the voices, and she said that while they were technically right about what could potentially happen with the rest of the season, the same guy who would call 4 straight halfback dives without so much as even pulling a guard as a lead blocker is still coaching this team, and we shouldn't get our hopes up until Clay Helton is fired.
I'm sorry, what?
So the joke here is our main character went to his mom and said, "Mom, I'm hearing voices in the wall, and the voices are saying that SC can still get to the Rose Bowl." And his mom was like, "That's crazy. I mean, they technically could if not but if the coach wasn't so terrible. So she completely blew by the voices in the wall thing and is talking about football.
See, I grasp it. I
Yeah.
grasp it all the more because I think I have a condition.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
think
fine.
I think I have a condition, and it's not.
Is it being a California pussy?
Yeah, I think that might be it. Hold on.
Sorry.
No, I have a hold on. No, give me a second. I have a filing cabinet right here, and yeah, there's a doctor's note right here from a. Should have looked at this closer when I got. Fuck. Yeah. I hate to tell you all this, but I got a bad. I got CP, diagnosed with being a CP. I'm sorry. It's exactly what you mean, Alan. Yeah.
You're a child predator?
You asshole. There's only one thing worse than a predator. A child.
A child.
No. I asked Jeffrey Morgan, the man who lives in my walls, if he had heard the voice.
I don't know if an episode has ever gone so as far off the rails as this one has gone.
At least not recently. This is how we're starting the year.
Yeah.
This is what we get for recording the night before, late at night. Well, after I have been at work for 8 hours on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, trying to explain to children what Martin Luther King Jr. Day is, while another kid keeps trying to ask me where babies come from. I feel like I could write an unhinged story here. This happened. I'm not going to elaborate. This just happened. Anyway. Oh boy. I asked Jeffrey Morgan, the man who lives in my walls, if he had heard the voices at all. He said no, but he would keep eyes and ears out. I don't know if they're just homeless or serial killers or something more sinister. I bought a gun just in case, but I didn't know if I want them gone at that point. They have interesting opinions about sports, politics, movies, and even the culinary arts.
By the time I heard one of them wonder aloud what human flesh tasted like, it was already too late for me.
Okay. That one was marginally more hinged.
Yeah.
Than the last few.
This is the most hinged one, I'll say.
This one actually where like it might be unhinged, but Troy took the time to put some WD-40 on it so it doesn't squeak when it's falling off into the void.
Yes.
So I can appreciate that. And hey, that's all of them.
Cool.
Yeah. I told you it was going to be like a quick and dirty episode to kick things off.
Yeah.
So of the four, which one brought you the most what's the word? Reaction? Mirth?
I'm gonna say I think as far as an actual story goes, the last one functioned the best. And I think the final one may be the closest to an actual short story one story.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. It has that confusing element to it. I think what's working in Troy's favor here for most of them is that the stories are unhinged, but not quite in the short story one way of pure randomness.
Yeah.
There's still just a smidge of focus there on the weirdness. Somehow this is and no, please don't take this the wrong way, Troy. I'm loving this. They're way closer. And in fact, like we just said, the voices in my walls say fight on is probably the closest to the voice of short story one.
Yeah. The reason it's the closest, it follows my favorite short story one rule, which is that in a scenario where something crazy is happening, the crazy is treated as mundane, and also kind of vice versa sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like the mundane thing is what is focused on, and the crazy bit is just glossed over.
Exactly. And our protagonist only being kind of sort of aware of what's going on, and everybody else, including him, kind of pushing it to the side, especially that last paragraph, not the second to last paragraph about the voices have interesting opinions. That's where the voice is. And I dig that. So this was a valiant effort.
Yeah.
You're making progress.
Please don't do drugs anymore and write stories.
Unless
I mean, like pot's fine.
Yeah, that's always fine.
Yeah,
but don't kids don't do drugs.
I do not want to see a trend of people taking prescription painkillers and sending us stories.
I agree. And I was about to say in hindsight, as I was like, I think I would like to see people get back to, throw more of their own voices at us again. I give you all credit for trying to mimic Shortstory1. That's cool. And it's a great writing exercise, but I'm ready to step away from Shortstory1 for a little bit. Nothing against Shortstory1.
Yeah.
It's just we hit a logical crescendo for that arc of our lives.
The Shortstory1 arc hit its peak. And again, we're not saying we're never going to read another Shortstory1 story on the show, but it's going to be a while.
It is going to be a while. And like, the thing is, think of it like any good story arc in One Piece. It sets itself up and there's some stuff in there that you remember. And then several arcs later, when it comes back at the most opportune time. The One Piece is real. Anyway, thank you all for listening and for joining us once again on Undercooked Analysis. If you like what you heard, please support the show in some small way. If you happen to be listening to this on the Creative Horror YouTube channel, consider liking things. It does help. But mostly because YouTube is a big pile of fail. Subscribe to the podcast, shout it out to people.
Yeah.
Check out the other shows on the Creative Horror Network, including the Jameson tapes, as mentioned earlier, or the Darkly Lit podcast, and then backlogs of our archived episodes like Midnight Marinara and Trick or Track, The Witching Hour, to name a few. You can email us stories that you'd like to share that you have written. Please send your own stories or things you have explicit permission to share to midnightmarinara@gmail.com. We receive them there, and hopefully my inbox will not eat them. I'm trying to resolve that issue right now. Troy actually had to send this to me a second time because somehow it got buried in a spam folder when it shouldn't have. And I think the problem is because I do publicly talk about this email address, someone or something has since taken that and used it to apply to a bunch of random bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have to sift. I've had to mark a lot as spam. It's frustrating, but I manage. That's the risk you run with running any public facing email. But if you want to be bumped up a little bit on the list, you could check out our Patreon, patreon.com/midnightmarinara. Consider joining at any donation level. The donations really, really do help. We release choice dregs there. The dregs before this, while short, I think are going to be kind of fun. You've got a little piece of that at the beginning of this, but you can hear everything we did to kind of warm up. There's a huge backlog of that, along with a few other interesting extras. And patrons get their... we try to prioritize patron submissions to the top of the wait list. But yes, please feel free to put in those submissions. Thank you for listening. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
But I love you all. That's the important part.
Googling David King's address.
Good luck with that. My name is so goddamn common.
Good evening, intrepid listeners. This is the Pasta Shade, the host of Midnight Marinara, and this podcast is part of CreativeHorror.com, a network of podcasts and creators working together to build a constructive community of horror fans. For more content like this, visit us at CreativeHorror.com.